Alright, so this video I'm going to be talking about some of the key terminology that's going to be used going forward that'll help explain the process. And the process is about breaking the deception, breaking the spell that is cast by society, or it could be by an individual, if you're hypnotized by words or anything like that. But strengthening your mind can break anything. So here we go with the terminology. It's going to be done in the terms come from Latin, and I'll put the definitions of description below too. In the description below. Okay, so canutio, it means union, but it also refers to the substance or the metamorphosis that happens as a result of individuation. Your final product. Then there's the Philosopher's Stone. The Philosopher's Stone is an incorruptible body that multiplies itself. The Philosopher's Stone is that which turns to gold through the alchemical process, and the alchemical process is taking metals and trying to turn those metals into gold. So it's the base matter that will eventually turn into the noble matter. Or, another way to look at this is becoming more you than what is programmed by society. And then there's the aqua permanens, and it means the permanent or penetrating water. It is the water that affects everything with its color. It surrounds everything and penetrates it all, kind of like an infection or a virus or something like that. And then there's the Philus Philosophorum, which is the son of the philosophers, or the savior of the world, kind of like a Jesus Christ type image. And later on I am going to be getting into certain portions of the Bible and dissecting it psychologically. Don't know how to pronounce this other word, but it'll be in the link in the description. I'm just going to say what it means, and it's the medicine of immortality. And I don't think that this word is Latin at all. It could be. I tried to translate it in Latin and it didn't really come through, so I don't know, but it means the medicine of immortality. And then there's the Cibus Immortalis, which is the food of immortality. And so the next video is going to be about the canutio, the union, the great consciousness. And it's going to be very important because it's going to set a lot of the foundation for what's going to be moving forward. And all the other terms will slowly come in there, especially when I start talking about the Bible. And when I start talking about the Bible, it's also going to go back to Egypt. So Egyptian and Christianity will you'll see how those two religions relate very closely, along with the Greek and the Roman mythologies too, how they all correlate with each other, how they're kind of like the same story that's being told over and over again. And that's also part of the deception, as in, in school you were taught that these are different things. They don't mean the same, when in all actuality they do mean the same. They just use different terms and ways of going about the process. And then because we're so far from that original process when the religion was popular, we're not actually seeing what's going on. We're just seeing what was left over from what's going on. And then what we think of the Egyptians may not actually be the Egyptians, because more than likely the pyramids and everything like that was from the Atlantean Empire. that was kind of like spread across, and the pyramids weren't really used to bury people in. The pyramids were actually used to create this energy, and this energy was a pretty powerful energy to harness. Um, it could, and it creates the most highest form of energy that is possible, but it takes the natural elements, which is earth, air, fire, and water. Um, it could possibly take ether, but that's dangerous. Um, it takes those elements, and okay, the elements have like a natural pattern to them. Um, as in, like, when you see water flow, it's okay. But then, like, when a surfer's like on a wave or something like that, and the surfer, the wave collapses in, it changes a form of energy that can be very destructive. And so these four basic elements have destructive power, and they have life-giving power. And the pyramid was able to break and harness this to where it could do either or with it. I mean, I don't know what the Atlanteans did with it, but it could either create a destructive force or a life-giving source. And I'm hoping that they used it for life-giving. But by changing the natural flow of those elements, like a tornado and wind, how destructive it can be. But wind, just all alone, is harmless. But when you change the process, its natural motion or something, I forget the actual term, but when you change it, it can do powerful, unimaginable things that we haven't even discovered yet. And, I implore somebody to really look into that, because it would be fantastic to see really what these energies could do. But that's probably like me talking about that a little bit more deeper is probably like way off into the future. But other than that, right now we're not really focusing on that stuff, but I just kind of wanted to give you a little information about like how history was, how it's been portrayed to us, and what it actually really was that is not being told to us. And that is a very important concept. It's kind of like 1984. Whoever controls the past controls the future. Whoever controls the present controls the past. So when it comes to things, really research them. Other than that, everybody have a wonderful day.